Hello and welcome to the Adam Dedra Show. And we got another great one from Boston, Massachusetts. Went to Trillium. We got some Treehouse, whole bunch of Treehouse beers. We got some food to talk about. But first, cheers.
Cheers.
And
So,
I've been looking forward to this one.
what I see that we're drinking today is Treehouse.
We are drinking Treehouse. It's called Haze Infinite, I believe.
Haze Infinite. Yes, it was a little bit hard to read on the can, unless if I'm just getting old.
No, it
And
is
I
kind of
needed,
hard. Purple on purple.
yeah, I needed a new eye prescription.
But it's a quadruple IPA, 10.7%.
Oh, awesome.
And I mean, just thick as all hell. It just looks just chewy. I just had a drink of that, and that is
Mm.
smooth.
Ooh, that is really good.
Oh, man. This brewery here is probably one of the best in the United States at making hazy IPAs. I mean, I can't think of anything much better than that. That is so good.
Very smooth.
Very,
That
very
is
smooth. Yeah.
very smooth.
It's like creamy. It's just,
Yes, you're
oh my
right.
goodness.
It is very creamy. Um, Oh gosh, I had all these things to say, and that beer was so good it just took my words away.
Yeah,
No
this is the
words.
first time we had this one, so I've been saving that can specific. This is one that we brought back from Treehouse up there, but we're not gonna start with Treehouse. We will talk about it and our adventures there, but
Is this the only can that we have?
no, there's one more.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so we get to do this all over again.
So on the topic of breweries, we always try to have a brewery shirt or a hat or both. This time, no brewery shirt, but I do have my ASU shirt on, so go ASU. But my hat is actually from Icicle, which is up in Washington. If you guys have never been there, it's at what did I say, at the very tippy top in Leavenworth.
Something like that.
And it's a really, really cool town. I've actually seen them on TV before on, what is it? Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives,
that
I think it was.
that city?
Mhm.
Yeah, Icicle Brewing. I know was there. We went to that one. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm saying I know it's been on TV. Yes, it was on that because it was, like, something to do with, like, this fast food truck that was catching a ton of hype,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Wow, we were there and didn't even know about it." I'm more than positive we drove right by it too,
Probably. We had some
but
bratwurst while we were there and icicle beer. Actually, we were drinking that one. We were having bratwurst.
well, yes. If you guys have ever heard of Leavenworth or have ever been there, super, super neat town.
Yeah.
It's a little tiny, like a village, and it's a German village actually. Super cool. Check it out. Google it. Look up, Leavenworth, Washington, and then if you ever get the opportunity to go there, go check out Icicle Brewing.
Yeah. Yeah, there was two breweries in that little tiny town. That one and the Doghouse or something like that, I think it was called.
Oh,
But
that's right.
we got to take another trip there, and we'll talk about it here. And
Yeah.
I'm wearing Blue Pine Society, which is a nonprofit for testicular cancer. So I just bought this shirt to support them. Kind of like Dixon. I think it's very similar to it, but very fun. But we're going to talk about Trillium because, I mean, as far as Boston goes, or I shouldn't say Boston, just Massachusetts, that's a huge one out there. And that was actually our first brewery that we went to. Not the day landed, but the first stop we went to the very next day, right after we woke
Right.
up in the morning. And morning being a relative term, the 3 hour difference for us was our morning started at like 10 o'clock or something.
That took a little bit of an adjustment.
But by the time we got walking, I think it was about noon. We're like, I'm hungry now, so let's go get some food. And I started with a beer called Melcher Street. Now they had one called Vicinity that they didn't have on tap there. We ended up getting cans to go, but Melcher Street is the one that I ended up getting. It was a great hazy IPA, 7.2%, and just a very, very clean flavored hazy. I mean, it was just very classic. I would say that it was on the upper end of a lot of the hazies that we've tried out there, but I enjoyed the heck out of that one. That was really good. Nothing compared to this, but
Right, right. Oh, I don't think there are many things that compare to this. I actually had a hazy, no surprise, and it was Congress Street, and that came in just right about 7.2. As I feel like all the ones that I drink are right around that.
Yeah.
that level, except for today.
Yeah, 10.7. If we're starting to slur towards the end here, you know why? Oh, we're sharing, so it's we'll be fine.
Well,
If this took us out.
we have a second can.
Oh yeah. Stay tuned. No. But that was good. And we had lunch there too. I mean, they had a pretty good menu, really big place. And I was kind of disappointed. You walk up to it, they have that whole front patio, and you walk through this courtyard that was all red brick. Really neat. And you go through the doors, and you could tell they had a second level, and they had stairs. Unfortunately, when we went though, it was closed for a private event. And I really wanted to just spend some of our time up there. The place was really
Yeah.
cool.
The view from up there looked absolutely beautiful, and we could have sat outside on the patio, but it was sprinkling kind of on and off, so we didn't want to sit outside. Plus, there was a lot
Soggy
of
chairs.
pigeons and like just birds that were right there.
Yeah.
And people had their kids that were running around all over the patio. But I mean, it was no different from inside.
Yeah,
There
they
was
were
a lot
running
of
around.
kids running. There were actually a couple rogue kids there. Inside Trillium.
Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Just running around the tables.
yes, he was running around to the different tables, and then I saw him take off and go around the corner, and I was like, "Oh, like okay, I know they know their kid is running wild right now, but this kid like took it a whole new direction." So I was like,
Gonna
somebody
have
want to get their, I don't know, 2-year-old?"
we're gonna be a milk carton kid here pretty soon.
Right. And then shortly after, there was like another kid that went rogue and was kind of taken off after that one. Oh, remember that one that made it up the stairs?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was a little bit of entertainment.
It was, yeah. As we were sitting there trying to eat and drink.
And the guy was in no rush. Like the dude was totally chill about his kid just running around the whole place.
Different attitude, I guess.
And then having to chase him up the stairs. I was like, ooh, you might want to go a little faster because the fat kid misses a step. He's rolling down a good 8 stairs or
man.
good 8 steps.
That's hilarious.
And then the other table next to us, I think they were both from the same table. Maybe they like broke each other free out of their high chairs and hightailed it, went different directions to throw everybody off.
Oh man.
But the other one, I think, was a little girl, and the mom, when I saw her take off after her kid, because she was quick. I think she saw her opportunity. Maybe she was working it for a while, but I think she saw her opportunity, and that little girl took off, and the mom was just booking it after that kid.
Not only did they have the hazies that they are known for, a lot of barrel aged stouts that they do there too. We ended up taking one of those home too, so we'll break into that in the coming months. I'm not going to say we're going to have it anytime soon, but they have quite a bit available, and we had 3 of them actually. I think it was a week or 2 before, of their barrel aged stouts that somebody brought to a beer share. That I think there was a macaroon, there was like a
Oh, that's right.
oh man, I can't even think, a French vanilla one, and then one other. I can't think of the name of it. And yeah, I mean they do some interesting things. And I think the one that we bought was the chocolate churro. And I'm curious about
I'm
that.
very curious about that one actually, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
That I took a drink and I was like, "Oh, that is so good." And I just kind of like held it, and then I was like, "Okay, don't do that." But you know what? It's almost involuntary because
Can't help it.
it's that good. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, and so they have those interesting beers, and unfortunately, they don't have any of those on tap because they're specialty beers, and they're like $30 bottles. So it's not like something that they're just gonna be pouring willy nilly out of taps and stuff. But I really wish they did, because I totally would have got like a flight of everything that I could. If I could taste them all, I would have done it again, just right there at the brewery. So they sold bottles there, and you can actually get them pours there, but they would actually bring you the whole bottle, and I'm like, I don't want to drink I don't even know what the heck it was. It was a big bottle, I thought, and
That would put a stop to your day real
yeah,
quick.
it was the first stop. We haven't even ate yet.
Food's not even out yet.
Yeah, but we did get some pretty good food, and I saw empanadas on the menu. And going back to one of our previous episodes about empanadas, I'm like, I think I got to try this.
Okay, that was so random.
Yeah.
You and your empanadas now. It's so
They're
so
everywhere,
weird.
apparently.
Yeah, but nobody's ever like, "Hey, let's go get empanadas for lunch."
Very true. But it was beef jalapeno and cheese of some sort. And I was like, with chipotle mayo, I was like, Okay.
Right, and then it's deep fried, so
Oh, yeah.
that was what really got me because they deep fry it, and it's just I'm a sucker for fried foods. My arteries are probably like, "Ugh, again."
Yeah. But whatever. It's like, get in there.
Hey, YOLO. I
Oh,
got the
yes.
Asian spare ribs.
That's right.
So, interestingly enough, I think that was an appetizer,
Came with like 7 ribs.
and I was like, "You know what? I'm the wing and fry person," but I was like, "Okay, Asian spare ribs," and that's on, like, the appetizer menu, sold.
Yeah.
They were so good.
And it was like a
Oh,
red sticky hoisin sauce, I think they glazed it with
a
sesame
red sticky
seeds.
what sauce?
Hoisin. Is that the right word?
No, it is. It's
Okay.
just a funny word. Especially to hear you say
One of those funny words, ROAD.
it.
Oh, man. But yeah, I got to eat one of those. You got one of them panadas. I mean, we kind of course, we're going to share our food, but that was really good. I mean, it had a good chew to it. It wasn't like necessarily fall off the bone, but it had a good chew and came off the bone quite, pretty easy. The
I
sauce was good. That glaze, oof.
I like my ribs
Mm,
sometimes like that to have a little chew. I don't always want it, falling off the bone, which is great, but I liked that it had a chew, a little bit of a chew to it. I
yeah.
liked that was really good.
Yeah, and I got a second beer while we were there. I think the food came out, and I know we were trying to hit a bunch of spots, but there was a stout I got. So I asked them about all the barrel aged stuff. They didn't have anything that I could pour. I'm like, well, what can I pour? And they're like, well, we got this oatmeal porter called the Pot and Kettle, which was like I think a 7%. 7.5% porter that I just got like a little like 5 or 10 ounce pour. It was a small one, whatever their half pours were, and that was pretty good. I mean, it had the coffee flavor to it. It was dark. It was not like a thick stout. It was more like kind of like a thinner. Obviously, being porters are going to be a little bit thinner than a stout would be, but really good flavor. After I finished my hazy, I had that, and it was really good also. But we ended up getting some cans to go and enjoying them later, so that was fun.
Yes. And I was kind of bummed. Well, I had a second beer also. I had another hazy and it was called the Fens
Hmm.
for obvious reasons.
The
And
fins.
and that was actually really good. I enjoyed that one. But you know what? I really haven't had a lot of hazies that I've come across that I didn't enjoy. Um, but that was also right there at that 7.2% mark. But
Yes.
the one area where I am disappointed is their merchandise.
Oh yeah.
Um, they had quite a variety of like shirts and hats and stuff
The
like
shirts were
that.
nice, mostly.
But the hats were kind of weird. So, like, for those of you that are watching, like our regular hats go up and then they kind of go in. Well, with the hats there at Trillium, it comes up here and then it cuts off across. And then it's just kind of weird. I don't know. The design
Yeah.
of the hats were very awkward. I guess the best way to almost explain it for those of you listening would be like those people that are bikers, like bicyclists, not not like biker motorcycle. The cyclists, sometimes they have like those really highlighter neon color hats and it's like made out of nylon and the bill is always flipped up and I when they're riding or I don't know, maybe they're just so fast that it just does
Goes
that.
up anyway.
I don't know. I'm not a cyclist, obviously.
Yes, but it kind of like follows your head, like the shape of your head, rather than going up. It's a really good brewery, and to be disappointed
Yeah.
by their hats, I was like, oh man, come on.
And I was even looking through the shirts, and the shirts were like, it wasn't the most like, ooh, I gotta have this or I gotta have that. But going back to the hats, so they did have a beanie, but being there, it wasn't cold enough or it wasn't beanie weather. And here in Phoenix, we have beanie weather for like 2, 3 days out of the year.
And if
So
it's 4 o'clock in the morning,
yeah,
six
and
o'clock, you got to take it off.
right, right. And then it's like I'm at work, or if I'm outside and I have to take the beanie off, then my hair's all jacked up. So then, and then you have those weird lines after you take the beanie off on your forehead.
Yeah.
So, as much as I love beanies, they're hard to wear, hard to buy, and for me, It just always makes my hair look weird.
One of the other beers that I was going to get there was the double dry hop vicinity. So they didn't have it on tap, and they said the keg blew, or they didn't have any more kegs left. And I could see why, because we ended up buying cans to go. That was what I was looking for that first beer that we got while we were there. That was a double dry hop, double IPA, and it was, nice and chewy. Another hazy like the one we're drinking right now. Not quite to this level, but it was actually really good.
It was
And
about maybe 1C thick.
but that's what I was looking for when we went there. It was a hazy just like that, and I'm glad that we ended up buying that 4-pack. And I think we actually still have 2 in the fridge right now. But great beer. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But after that, we kind of did some walking around, and we found this beer garden. So we were walking around that whole area. They have the Boston Tea Party thing. We ended up getting over to Faneuil Hall, and that's actually right where the Boston Beer Company was at. And I don't think we even saw it at that time, because our eyes were focused on this beer garden they had, and they had a tree house tent. And we're like, hey, let's go. So we ended up, and it started to rain. They had like a bunch of tables out with umbrellas, and we ended up getting a couple beers. And I'm disappointed. So I expected to go to the brewery, and I'm going to go into this whole thing, but I expected to go to that brewery while we were out there. And so I was like, okay, the beer garden, we'll just have a couple beers real quick, and we'll go to the actual brewery and talk about it on the show. So you got the Julius, I got another hazy. We ended up drinking 2 each, and not taking a picture of pretty much anything but our plastic cups that we were drinking it out of. And great beers. They have some of the most amazing beers. I mean, we're drinking it here, and I was really looking forward to that. So I was looking it up on the maps the next day, and I said, okay, so they have one in Sandwich towards Cape Cod, and I'm like, that's 60 miles south of us. We're not driving, so I'm like, I don't know how we're going to get there. They have one in Charlestown, I think, which is another 55 miles west. I'm like, okay, no car, no train that goes there. Don't know how we're going to get there. So I looked on the maps. I'm like, cool, they got one like 4 miles away from here. Let's go to that one. So after we went to the Sam Adams Brewery, and you're just smiling, just waiting for your chance to make fun of me. We go to this place, and it's like a mall, and I'm like, maybe they just have their place like attached to this mall. It's kind of like they have a bunch of things here, and went to this doorway. And they have a kiosk on the side of it and like a register with one dude, and I'm like, do we go in?
So
we need a password.
Like a speakeasy.
Yeah.
So I see the guys coming in and out, the people that work there. So we're looking at the guy at the register, and then we're like, I'm trying to follow the guys in. It's like this little rinky dinky cart with a register and some bags or some whatever to put stuff, your beer and all that stuff in. And I'm just like kind of looking at the guy and sizing up the cart, and I'm just like, what the heck is, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna follow these guys in. Like, I want to go.
That's where the beer probably is.
But I was like, I want to go in. And then the guy was all, can I help you? I'm like, yeah.
We're here for the beer.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, here you go. Check out the menu. It's right here on this screen and on this screen. And it was just like, what?
Yeah. To-go cans.
Yeah. So then, of course, like, I don't get to go to Tree House, and I was really, really looking forward to it. So then I'm upset, and I'm just like, you took me to a mall kiosk for Tree House beer? I was like, oh, I was so mad. I was just like, I want to talk to you right now.
So I made up for buying 20-some beers, and then we had to go back to the hotel because I'm carrying this like tray, 16-ounce cans, 22, 24, I don't know. That was like a whole case, and I went crazy on a lot of the beers, but I knew that's what we came for, and I'm like, okay, well, we're probably not going to get to the brewery at this point, so I'm buying everything I can. And the next day we were going to Salem, which we'll talk about next week. But so I was like, I got all these beers, and I was so disappointed. So that beer garden that we went to right by Faneuil Hall was our stop for Tree House,
Treehouse.
and
Yeah.
got a couple great beers.
Mm-hmm.
They had it was like almost like a food truck where they had like taps on the side of that truck, and they had merchandise for sale, which it started raining, so I don't know really how they did
Well,
that.
they took it under the cover
Oh, that's right. They
really
had
fast.
the tents up, the easy ups, whatever.
Yeah. Which I was going to get a shirt from there, but Adam was like, "Yeah, we'll be going to
Yeah.
Treehouse." No, we will not be going
I
to
didn't know it
Treehouse.
was an hour drive in different directions. Did you know that? I just saw the one that came up.
No, because I trusted you.
But so we ended up going into Faneuil Hall, and for those of you, like the Faneuil Hall is like where they did like the Declaration of Independence and all. I don't know exactly the history of it, and I wish I knew more because it makes me seem like a better American. But behind it is the whole marketplace, and inside is like a giant food court, and the way that we are with food out, I was like, bing, bing, bing. I'm like,
That
oh, I
was
want all, I want this, I want this.
Yeah, that was really cool the way that it was set up, and it was just a single floor, but it's indoors, and it's this long. It's almost like I don't know, I guess you would call it like a convention hall,
Mm-hmm.
but there's little food stands set up on both sides, all shoulder to shoulder, jam packed in,
Yeah.
which was really neat because you get in like a big variety. There was an eclectic choice of food
Yeah, a
there,
whole
and
bunch.
that was actually really neat. So we were able to all kind of, if we had different cravings or didn't know what we wanted for dinner, that would be a great place to go.
Yes.
Because like if you want pizza or a sandwich or noodles or Chinese food, seafood, I mean, you can go there and it's like your one-stop shop for
Everything.
whatever
And
you're
then the
craving.
center, like right directly in the middle, they had like two arms, and in the middle was that giant seating area where you can eat your food. We didn't eat in there. And I think we went up and down, and
Mhm.
I think we were waiting, where as we were walking, I saw something that just caught my eye, and I'm like, I have to get that. And I'm like, I wasn't incredibly hungry because it's like all we were doing was eating and drinking. But I saw this place, and it was called West End Strollers. I said it. I kept forgetting the name of that place, but they had this.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to back this one up because you're not getting off that easy.
Oh man, come
So
on.
he was trying to tell me West End Strollers. And I'm like, West, what? He's all, End. I was like, End? Like in? Like INN? West End? He's like, no, West End, like with a D. And I was like, okay, you're saying it END? You're saying end? I was like,
West, like beginning and end.
I was like, oh my God, where are you from? West End? I was like, no, it's end.
But anywho, we got this. I saw this crab and shrimp BLT, and it was like a hoagie.
Wow. That's all I gotta say.
Man, that was great. I think I made the right choice on that one.
I am so glad your eye caught that sandwich
Mm-hmm.
because that is such a great, like we're never gonna get that out here in Phoenix. I don't even know where else to find it. Never even heard of it.
No.
So glad we tried it. So glad we had it. That was a big game changer for sure.
Yeah, and it was close to a like a po' boy sandwich, kind of like that. That's probably the best way to describe it. It was almost, I mean, it was large. I mean, it had like a good amount of that, and I know both of us were eating it. And geez, I'm like, I think we got to the end, and I'm like, can you eat anymore? I was like, no, can you eat anymore?
It's like one of those sandwiches that just you feed the entire family. You
Oh
all
yeah.
take turns passing it around, taking bites, hand it to the next homeless guy sitting next to you. You want to take a bite?
But a lot of it is too because we were sharing food. Like everywhere we went, we were drinking the whole time in between all the food and stuff. So, I think we did it right though.
Right.
Having that
Right.
one sandwich, oh, that was wonderful.
And I don't know when we discovered or first started sharing food, but once we did, we have been like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're sharing everything so our fat ass can go eat more food.
We went with a couple friends to San Diego, and this was years ago. And we told them, I'm like, just whatever you get, doesn't matter what it is, just share it. It could be something small, just share it and make it'll be good in the long run. And we went up and down the street. We stopped for like pizza, we got tacos, we got this and that,
Burger.
and burger. Oh man, we even had one hamburger There was 4 of us, and we cut the hamburger into fourths and ate a quarter of it each.
Oh
And
my, that was one of the
oh,
best
that was good.
burgers I've ever had, and we've even looked that place up to go back and have, like, our own personal burgers, and they're gone. They're no longer there, so that was
Yeah, that
sad.
was a bummer, and it was a really good hamburger, but, I mean, the cost of anything in San Diego is gonna be so high. But
So
I think
now
by
we'll
the
just go up north and go to G's.
yeah.
G's food.
But by the end of that day, as we, got through everything, like, our friends that didn't take our advice, they were still eating their own even though they were eating small portions, they were still eating some of their own food except for that hamburger. By the end, they were just like, "Oh," and we were okay
Yeah.
up until we got that last sandwich, I think, and I think we ended up taking it back to the hotel room, and I
Well,
think you
because
you guys, me and Edwin were sitting in the
oh
room, and
my
we're like, I'm
god.
going after this."
Yes,
We both ate.
if you guys have ever been to Board and Brew,
Oh, yeah.
their sandwiches are no joke. They're very thick and they're big sandwiches, and we always get the turcado
Oh, yeah.
on sourdough. And after eating all day and drinking and walking around, we get back to the hotel and I'm just wiped out, done. And then all of a sudden, him and our friend are in the corner, like all in the dark, eating the sandwiches that were just like, oh, can't do it. It's way too much.
Took one
Man,
for the team.
give them like 20 minutes, and they were like, "Nope, I got you. I'm going back for that
Go
sandwich."
eating some more.
I was like, "Oh my god! Like, are you kidding me?"
Oh,
Like,
man.
hey, more power to you.
Man, this is a great beer. I was actually when I got about to close to this level, I had to slow down. I saw it and I'm like, "This isn't gonna last."
Well, I'm trying to take small sips, but it's hard
It
because
is.
it's really good. I wish we could have tried this when we were there and ended up purchasing more cans
I
of
know.
this one.
10.7%, I mean, this does the job easy.
Yeah, and what was this again?
Haze
Haze
Infinite.
Infinite.
Yeah,
Anybody out there that's got the hookup with Haze Infinite from Tree House? Hey, oh my
good
god,
stuff.
please reach out.
Yep. Not like, "Well, we have one more can," so they're gonna reach out to us for that.
No, don't say that.
You
Stop
already said
saying
it.
that.
You already said it.
Well,
It's
now
out
they
there.
know. Now they know.
Alright, man, that was beautiful, though, like, the Trillium, just the just walking up to that building, I mean, looked very industrial, it looks so cool. What a great place, and,
Truly, it
yeah,
was.
Faneuil Hall, that whole area was just amazing, and I don't know if you saw, so you talked about the middle section where the food court was. On the outside of it, like, there's, like, stairs that actually almost go down a little bit lower, and there's, like, little shops and stands where they sell
Sweatshops?
stuff.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
sweatshops.
Oh, yeah, I thought so.
No, but where they sell, T-shirts and little trinkets and just like a bunch of little art things and all that. And I thought that was really cool. I kind of, when I needed to go to the bathroom, I had to go down and walk through that area, and I was like, "Oh wow, this just keeps going."
So I saw that when we were going in, but because of my ankle, I was just like, I'm not even gonna try to entice myself and try to, poke my head down there and just, out of curiosity. So I'm like, curiosity's gonna get the best of me. And then I'm gonna end up like gimping down the stairs and it was kind of sprinkling and raining. So I was like, there's a good chance I'm probably just gonna eat shit and then just like roll all the way down the stairs like that one kid did almost at Trillium. But I was
Oh
like,
man.
I'm not even gonna tempt myself at that. I'm like, it's cool. And I was like, I'm gonna be so pissed off to find out. Because I truly thought you were gonna say there was like other like places to get beer down there.
Oh no, if I said that, I
And
would have been there. You would have been looking for me. No, I'm just kidding. I would have got you.
wow.
I would have
Wow.
got you, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But so we ended up just getting the food there. And instead of eating in that food area, we actually went outside to their courtyard right in front of Faneuil Hall, and that's where we ate with Thomas Jefferson,
Mm.
or the statue of Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, hold on. I was like, not everybody can say that. But I
Yeah.
mean, if you throw in the statue of, then yeah, anybody can.
Yeah. But like that's in that little courtyard right there is where the Boston Beer Company was, and we were sitting right up on top. Like the next day, we were like right up there, and I was I didn't notice it at the time, but when we were standing up there, I'm like, "Hey, that's where we ate," the next day.
Well, then also, what was really cool about that beer garden was before it started to sprinkle and then it kind of started to come down a little harder, they had live music out there. Like, they had a
Oh yeah, that's
DJ,
right.
they had lights and all that stuff set up, so and we just stumbled upon it just by happenstance because 'cause we're being tourists, and I was like, "Wow," and I was like, "That's so cool," but I think they were, like, kinda starting to shut down anyways, so we are passing and having to go against the crowd, but once we did get down to that beer garden area, um, I had seen that there was still a DJ set up and they were still doing music with lights and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, how cool," and then it started to rain a little harder, and then it was just us
Yeah.
and a cup of beer.
Sitting out there, and it was cold, and we enjoyed it because we knew that it was gonna be freaking
That
hot
was
when we
the only
got
time
back.
we're gonna be oh, I thought you were gonna say something about
Oh,
Treehouse.
no, no, no. 108
Oh.
degrees in Phoenix today, so that, 50 degrees or whatever it was at when we were there, I missed that.
But Treehouse really, like, they stuck it out, and they kept their doors open on both of the little trucks, beer trucks, I
Yeah.
guess you can call them. They kept both of them open and going, and I wanted to go back and look at the apparel. They had this really, really neat jacket. It was like almost like a
Mm.
windbreaker jacket, but like the quality of it was amazing. And I saw the employees there all were all wearing those same ones, and they're just all black with like the treehouse logo in the back on the center. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so simple and so cool. And I'm like, if that's on their little their merch cart or their merch hanger, I was like, "Oh, I so want that." So I saw it and I'm like, "Oh, yes, it's here." And I was like, "Oh, I bet you they don't got my size. They don't got my size." So had my size, almost had my $100.
Yeah, that's crazy, $100 for
But
that,
then
but
I was like, "Oh, wait, that's a lot of beer and food that, I'm not gonna get to have because of this jacket." So I
and
was
here
like,
we are talking now, we probably should have just done it.
"No,
We don't know. We didn't know. We
you
didn't know.
you're right, you're right."
Because now
Yeah.
now you're gonna be thinking about that jacket next time it gets cold.
I really am. And because it didn't have their name or anything like that on there, I totally could go to work and wear that and get away with it.
Yeah, nobody knew what the heck
Nobody
it
nobody
was.
would know unless if they're beer drinkers like I
Craft
am.
beer people, they would know.
Uh, right, right. They would be the only person to know. But even then, I don't know if they'd be able to pinpoint the logo and be like, "Hey, that's Treehouse." I mean, if they're a true craft beer drinker, then
There's
they would
yeah,
be like, "Hey, that's a nice jacket." And be like,
yeah.
"Yeah, yeah, got it from Treehouse."
But Treehouse, look it up. This beer, this quadruple right here, friggin' amazing. This is I don't even have words to describe it. It's one of those ones that I would fly back just to get this again. That's how good it is. You ready to go?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah. I'm done.
But
Screw this heat, screw this humidity. They said monsoon's starting here pretty soon.
well, the monsoon there is a
I
little bit worse. Or not
oh,
monsoon, the heat,
the
the
humidity.
humidity there is like
Ugh.
worse. When it hits summertime there, you don't want to be in Boston. So we have to go like in September, but we have another trip planned and looking forward to it.
The swamp ass is real. All
But
right.
cheers, everybody.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
cheers.
And after we're done, I'm gonna drink Deidre's beer because she doesn't finish hers.
Mm-mm.
Are you gonna down that whole thing? That is really good. But thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it. Please support the show by subscribing and giving us 5 stars and anything that you could do to reach out to us. We appreciate it, and we'll definitely reach back out to you too. So thanks everybody. Cheers.
Until next time.
Until next time. Love you guys. That was good.